Hi, my name is Lauren and welcome back to Spoonful of Jelly. And today I'm tackling something unique. I needed to return some glass bottles of milk to the grocery store and get my deposit back. And that came out to $10. And I was wondering, could I feed my family of three, gluten free, dairy free, nightshade free, a whole day, possibly, off that $10 I was getting back in bottle return? And I think I grabbed some things. Let me show you what I grabbed and tell you what I'm going to do with it. But trust me when I say I'm not quite sure this can happen all the time, but at least it happened this time. Okay. So, my lovely little assistant is going to show you what we grabbed.
Bananas.
All right.
And pineapple. Leaves.
Spinach. She called it leaves.
Meat.
Salmon.
Potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
And another potato. And broccoli. And eggs.
All right. Thank you.
Let's go. Bye.
Okay, so the thought behind this little haul was that the pineapple and bananas were instantly going to be like snacks and fruit for the day. We love pineapple smoothie, which is basically frozen pineapple, frozen bananas, a little bit of milk or water, and we blend it all up. If we have another fruit like strawberries, oh, it really sets it off. So I'm going to chop up this pineapple and I'm going to put it in the freezer, probably about half of it in the freezer. The other half will stay in the fridge for fresh eating. The spinach and the eggs, I'm going to go ahead and get a couple eggs boiled for the little guy over there, and I'll scramble some for myself and mix in spinach. If you have cheese, you can throw cheese on top. If you have any other kind of protein, you can add that with it or on the side. But some eggs and spinach will be for breakfast for today. Now let's talk about the salmon. We pick up salmon, wild-caught Alaskan salmon from Azure Standard every year. They work with a company. You can buy directly from that company or you can buy from Azure. We do it twice a year. And so we are completely out of that salmon. We ate the last bit about a week ago. And we're not going to put another order in until December, so that could get us all the way through about April or so when we put in another order for that salmon. So we picked this up because I was looking for some type of protein around the $3 mark. And this salmon being $4.60 actually put us over that extra dollar, and we bought everything for $11. My plan for the salmon, of course, I'm going to season it up and roast it. And I'm going to take this broccoli cauliflower bag and the potatoes and turn it into a soup. Sort of a creamy broccoli chowder. And then we're going to put the salmon on top of the chowder. We do not have croutons in the house. We are a gluten-free family. My son and I can eat gluten. My husband cannot. And because of that, I tend to kind of stay away from gluten as much as possible in the home. But we do have some gluten-free bread in the freezer. I can toast that up, crumble it up, and eat as bread cubes on top of this. But for today, I'm just going to strictly show you that feeding a family with this many food restrictions is possible for $10-11. In our state, we have food tax. Yay. So that will put that did put us over to $11.04. But for the most part, it looks like we might be able to eat some things today for $11. I have 3 eggs being boiled now so that we can eat them over the spinach for like a spinach salad. Got my cast iron heating back here for the sauteed spinach and eggs. I'll fry my egg. And one thing that we do not have to put in this order is my coffee. Because mama got to get this day started.
Do 2 circles. Okay.
homemade coffee creamer
And
made with sweet potatoes to mimic pumpkin pie spice. We already ate some of the pineapple for breakfast, and now that it's lunchtime, I wanted to show you how much is left. We might eat some on our spinach salad. I'll see what my son wants. This is the pineapple that has been frozen with the bananas. This will be turned into a smoothie. We're gonna eat it after our lunch, like a snack probably. So I'll get this back in the freezer. To help bulk up the salad, we had some tortilla chips. These are gluten-free and they are Santa Fe flavor. We sprinkle some of those on top. And then we have some dairy-free cheese. Okay, so this is my son's with the dairy-free cheese. This is mine with some mozzarella cheese. If you have any protein, add it in. Bacon bits, chicken from the freezer, shredded pork, doesn't matter. You can also add that in. If not, between this and the smoothie, we will be good. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and get our lunch smoothie going, because it sounds like my son does not want to wait until after lunch. He wants to eat it with lunch. So we'll give a couple pieces of pineapple, a third of the banana, a little bit of milk. That's almond milk. Get it blended. Now that hubby's out the door with his smoothie, I'm going to get started with a half an onion chopped up, 2 garlic, and I washed the potatoes. Inside this bowl is some beef bouillon for soup and some seasoning similar to like a onion soup mix. I got the garlic all chopped up, and now it's time to get that into the pot. I need to get these potatoes diced as small as possible because it will help it to blend up smoothly, and then any chunks that are left over, there'll be a nice small bite of potatoes in the soup, because I'm going to keep some of the broccoli chunk in the soup also. This time of the year, it is just chilly enough to make you want a soup, but it's not cold enough to add it permanently to our rotation for the week. When the winter kicks around here in January, we typically have soup once or even twice a week. But in this case, trying something out with what can I eat for $10 for a whole day to feed 3 people, this was the first thing that came to mind. In actuality, soup and casseroles do stretch the budget. What's your favorite soup or your favorite casserole to get that budget stretched? Put in a comment below. All right, let's get these potatoes over to the pot. I already have the onions and garlic sauteing down there. And I'm going to go ahead and add these potatoes and get them sauteing in the garlic, onions, and oil. I tend to add the seasoning right then during the saute process. It helps the flavors to stick, especially to the starches, very well. And so when you go and add your broth later on, your veggies don't feel waterlogged or flavorless. It's because they sauteed in those seasonings. See how they look? All speckled with flavor. I'm going to add in just shy of 4 cups, so about 3.5 cups of water. And it's enough to get those potatoes boiling now. Little critter. Once the potatoes have boiled for a little bit and they are close to soft, I dump half the bag of the cauliflower and broccoli mix into the blender, and I'm adding about half of the cooked potatoes into the blender. I want to get this blended up so that it creates sort of a soft consistency. Now that it's back from the blender, it's turned a pretty green color, which won't stay in the soup due to the beef flavors broth that's in there. But go ahead and add it back. If you want it to be really, really fine and thin, you could add a lot of liquid to the broccoli potato mix when you blend it. But I kept it kind of on the thicker side. Now you want to add back the rest of the broccoli and cauliflower that was in the bag. Due to shrinkflation, that bag is not 16 ounces like it used to be. So if you have more broccoli in the freezer, feel free to add it so it's a full pound. Now I'm going to go ahead and reach into my spice drawer and get this salmon seasoned up. That is garlic salt that I mix myself with homegrown parsley, garlic powder, and salt. And that is lemon pepper seasoning that we get from Azure Standard every year. I'm going to go ahead and add some salt to that. Redmond's real salt is in that container. And then I'll pour on some oil before I throw it right into the oven to roast. And there we go, guys. There's my plate to the left and my son's plate to the right. We had some tortillas in the refrigerator, so I just roasted those up for dinner. So my son and I both had 2 bowls of soup, and my husband came home from work and had 3 bowls. All right, folks, and that does it. That's breakfast, lunch, and dinner for $11. Our crew is gluten-free, dairy-free, and nightshade-free, and that's some of the first things that came to mind when I saw those ingredients. It was chilly, so of course we needed to have some kind of soup. But if it was warmer outside, like today it was back in the low 80s, I think I would have made something totally different. What about you? What would you have made or what would you have purchased if you had 10, 11 bucks and you needed to feed your crew with food allergies, breakfast, lunch, and dinner? I think I'm going to do this challenge again because that was not as difficult as I thought. Maybe I need to slim it down and definitely not go over 10 bucks or even slim it down to 8. You never know. But until next time, come on by, like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.